What's up, everyone? Coach D speaks with the MeidasTouch Network. So let's talk a little history here, specifically the Civil War. So if you were to ask me, why was the Civil War fought? I would say, well, the Civil War was fought from 1861 to 1865, basically due to slavery and states' rights. You see, Southern states who were called the Confederacy, they wanted the right to continue to own black people, use them for free labor, and other horrible things. Where the Northern states who were called the Union, they didn't want that to happen. So that led to the Civil War, which in turn led to the abolition of slavery and the reunification of the United States of America. Seems pretty easy, right? Let's see how Nikki Haley would answer that exact same question.
Please, what was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. What do you think the cause of the Civil War was? I'm sorry?
I'm not running for president. I want to see your view on the cause of the Civil War.
I mean, I think it always comes down to the role of government. We need to have capitalism. We need to have economic freedom. We need to make sure that we do all things so that individuals have the liberties so that they can have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to do or be anything they want to be without government getting in the way.
Thank you. And in the year 2023, it's astonishing to me that you answer that question without mentioning the word slavery.
What do you want me to say about slavery? Next question.
And make no mistake about it, this was calculated. Nikki Haley and other Republicans know the people that they want to vote for them. They know that for years now, they've been talking about woke ideology and taking CRT out of schools. So if they mention black people or slavery, that's not what their voters want. So Nikki Haley made a calculated decision not to mention slavery when asked why was the Civil War fought. And you know, it's been about 24 hours now. So now she's backtracking. I can't imagine how she could wait 24 hours, think this over, speak on it, and still miss the mark.
Civil War was about slavery, but then she said this, she was talking about what it means today. And she says it's about freedom and individual rights. I think we have that sound, so I'm going to let you listen to it.
Well, two things on this, Jack. I mean, of course, the Civil War was about slavery. We know that. That's the easy part of it. What I was saying was, what does it mean to us today? What it means to us today is about freedom. That's what that was all about. It was about individual freedom. It was about economic freedom. It was about individual rights. Our goal is to make sure, no, we never go back to the stain of slavery, but what's the lesson in all of that?
First of all, the guy never asked her, what does the Civil War mean to you today? Who would ask a question like that? And she can't say, oh, I didn't hear the question, because she asked the exact same question back to him. She said, why do you think the Civil War was fought? In turn, he said, I'm not the one running for president here. But like they do, my guys at the MeidasTouch Network look back, found a video from 2010 when Nikki Haley was asked the exact same question and gave basically the exact same answer.
What's your belief about the reason the Civil War was fought?
I mean, again, I think that as we look in government, as we watch government, you have different sides, and I think that you see passions on different sides, and I don't think anyone does anything out of hate. I think what they do is they do things out of tradition and out of beliefs of what they believe is right. I think you had one side of the Civil War that was fighting for tradition, and I think you had another side of the Civil War that was fighting for change. You know, at the end of the day, what I think we need to remember is that, you know, everyone is supposed to have their rights. Everyone's supposed to be free. Everyone's supposed to have the same freedoms as anyone else. So, you know, I think it was tradition versus change is the way I see it.
Tradition versus change on what?
On individual rights and liberty of people.
Traditions and change. Wow. So Nikki Haley is reducing the horrors of slavery to simple traditions. One side wanted traditions, the other side wanted change. And then when asked, traditions and change over what? She could have easily said, oh, slavery. The South wanted to keep slaves and the North didn't want them to. That's it. Easy as that. But again, she didn't because this is calculated. And this is why I say that the war on information and facts is as important as any other war we have out there. This is why we have to push back against their use of terms like woke ideology and their misunderstanding of CRT being taught in school. Nikki Haley gave this answer because she calculated that this is what her voting populace wants to hear. Period.
Thanks so much for watching. We're only a few subscribers short of 2 million subs. Please subscribe right now to the MeidasTouch YouTube channel for free and help us grow this unapologetically pro-democracy network.